I got to learn so much about law enforcement, and I've never known anyone in law enforcement, to seeing all the parts and seeing how important it is.
It's a really fun environment, which is not what I was expecting.
Not many high schoolers get to say that they know the sheriff. I'm Harry Ding. I'm a junior at Wesleyan High School, and I'm on the Sheriff's Community Advisory Board.
Hi, my name is Indra Kariwala, and I'm a student at Edina High School.
I'm Natalie Flores. I'm part of the Youth Community Advisory Board. We're at Rogers High School. I'm a senior here.
I actually heard it through an email through my high school's volunteer club. They sent out a link for summer opportunities.
So I'm on my school's student senate, and I believe our principal heard about it, and so he passed on the information.
So how I got started here is I received an email from one of the counselors that they thought I'd be a good fit for this group.
I thought we were just going to talk about social issues, which we did. I thought that was going to be pretty much it. I didn't really think we were really going to go so much in depth with all the law enforcement, which was definitely very good exposure.
I had no clue what I thought it was going to be. I think my expectation was it was going to be filled with a bunch of random meetings. It might be a little boring.
I thought it was going to be a lot more rigid and kind of uptight than it is. Sheriff Witt is so much fun, and it's so much more of like a looser, more fun, relaxing environment.
It's important. I think it's important to get the youth's voice out. I don't think I've seen a group like this before in law enforcement. Meeting so many people from other schools was so interesting, just seeing how different our communities were and seeing what other things they also experienced in their schools.
Yeah, one of the main things we did at our first meeting was actually identify the issues that we felt were the most important in our community.
Yeah, one of the biggest things we've talked about was mental health. Not everybody talks about it, although it's certainly a topic that is discussed, but I feel like that's the most low-key one.
Definitely social media, all the trends that are going on currently that are not very smart, like the Nerf wars that are causing many car crashes and things like that, and then also just things like drug abuse and how that's happening in our communities, and things like fentanyl we're seeing deaths, and that's very important to talk about.
The fentanyl crisis was a big one that we focused on, and I personally know people that have been affected by the fentanyl crisis, and so that was a really impactful one. Well, first, I would say that you get to go to places and do experience things that you'll probably never get to experience anywhere else, like getting a tour of a crime lab, going inside of a jail, going on the Hennepin County Sheriff's boats, things like that, going to the trainings that the police do, even experiencing their training simulations. These are things that are not accessible.
Not only are you getting various experiences, learning about different parts of law enforcement, it can open your eye to different parts of a career. Like maybe you didn't think about being an officer or anything like that, but there's different parts.
I think my favorite thing was touring the crime lab. And meeting the different people that do the forensic analysis and things like that.
We were able to see all the different functions that happen in that one building, and it was actually more than I thought.
Definitely water patrol on Lake Minnetonka and holding onto the speedboat.
I think every single tour we went on, I had a wow moment, and I was even more wowed than the previous moment.
Being firsthand with the Sheriff's Office definitely given me that experience and perspective to understand what's really going on behind the scenes.
I definitely repost the Hennepin Sheriff stuff on Instagram all the time, and I think just since joining I've been more open to it, and I think especially from 2020, I think my opinion has changed so much.
I think my parents were shocked that the sheriff had time for this, and I think that speaks a lot about the youth cab, is that the sheriff and the staff makes the time for the youth cab, and that just shows how much our opinions are valued from their perspective.